Hello guys, another Paphiopedilum in flower. Okay, this one looks familiar to the Paphiopedilum lovers. This one is a primary hybrid between Paphiopedilum malipoense cross delenatii. This one is called Paphiopedilum Lynleigh Koopowitz. It's a primary hybrid, guys. So it is actually I'd say large plant, and I have the name here. So this is called Paph Lynleigh Koopowitz. Okay, so a bit of a story about this, guys. As I have mentioned in my previous video, I have grown most of my plants in flask, and this hybrid here happens to be from the very first flask I have ever deflasked. So when I grow orchids before, I ventured a bit deeper and I thought I'm gonna try flasks, and I bought this guys here in a flask, and it actually became successful. I have successfully raised all of them. I have sold its siblings over the years. I would highly recommend this, guys, if you want to venture into deflasking, and if you're into Paphiopedilum, look for this hybrid, guys. It's not gonna give you a headache. It's very easy to grow this, and they are really very beautiful too. Like for example, this one here, the one in flower, from the time I have deflasked and potted it, I have never repotted it at all. So it has been in this same pot for 7 to 8 years. I use very good orchid media. It lasted that long, so I just really didn't need to repot. So I was just looking at the media, the bark inside, and they're still really good. But I think for the convenience of the plant, I have noticed, if you compare this one to its sibling here, the sibling had produced 3 growths already. This one at the back here, this is the original growth, and this is the second time it bloomed. So this is the original one. This is the second one here, the one who had his flower spike, and there is another one here, 3rd growth. So this is, I think, in a 220 mm pot, while this one here in its original pot, if you notice, sorry guys, I need this thing here because this pot just wouldn't stand on its own. It's just too wobbly. So if you notice this one, it doesn't or hasn't given me a new growth yet. That's probably because the pot is just too small. So I have decided that after it flowers, I'm going to repot this one into a bigger pot. But if you compare it to its sibling here, I'd say the one in the 50 mm pot is actually bigger. It looks bigger. It is actually bigger, guys. And if you notice, the coloration is not the same. The shade in my greenhouse is not the same as well. Where this guy is, it is more bright. So it's probably why it's given like a more yellowish coloration, I think. While this one is in a bit shaded area, so it's like more green. But they look happy to me, both happy. So this is the second time bloomer for me. When it first bloomed, unfortunately, I didn't see it because we went overseas. And now, because of this pandemic, we cannot really leave the country. It's not that easy. And so I have the chance to see my orchids bloom. That's the good side about it. Anyway, so I have measured the flower stem, guys. This one is approximately 12 inches in height from the base to the top here. It's 12 inches in height. I don't count this one. I don't count this part here because this is actually the ovary. This is where the seeds are going to develop. So flower stem is just until here. And as usual, guys, Paphiopedilum stems are always hairy. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about the flower. The flower, if you compare it to the one you'll see on the internet, it's not really the best. As you notice, this side of the petal here, it actually doesn't look good. What happened to this one, guys? When this one is still very small, when it's still like a bud like this one, or of course it's a bit bigger than this one. This one is actually stuck inside the pouch of the flower. So I have to actually, this one is, it's hard to show it to you, but this one is stuck inside, and I have to actually slowly pull it out. So that's why if you look at it, it looks like a deformed flower. The petal here in the left side is deformed. I don't know why, but it's just got stuck inside the pouch or the lip of the plant. Okay, so it has a nice pinkish coloration to it, as you can see, and you can see like a tinge of green coloration in there in the dorsal sepal of the plant. That's probably because of the malipoense. Malipoense is a green color, while the delenatii is pink. So yeah, I think the pouch is from the malipoense, guys. So yeah, it is not the best flower. It is a bit disappointing, but what to do? I think these things happen. So this is not really a show bench potential flower, unfortunately, but nevertheless, it is a delight, you know, to see, or it's every orchid grower's delight to see their flowers flower, or their orchids flower, regardless of the size and shape of the flower. So yeah, so I'm gonna turn this one there. Has this nice veining at the back. So yeah, let me just compare it to my clothes bag in here. It's quite a big plant, guys. There you go. It's got this nice reddish coloration on the underside of the leaves. The good thing about having these orchids is that even if they're not in flower, they are really attractive. They're a good display in the house or in your greenhouse because just of the leaves. The leaves are just so beautiful, guys. They're not like any ordinary leaves that you see. You can see here, It's really nice, highly mottled leaf. It's leathery in texture. It is hard actually. So yeah, so it's a nice display. Let me just measure the plant, guys. It's approximately from the bottom of the pot to the tip of the leaf in here, it's almost 9 inches. So it's quite big, especially for a Paphiopedilum. This is a Paphiopedilum type of Paph. So yeah, it's great. That's why, you know, guys, my favorite Paphiopedilum is the Parvi types, because they produce this really nice big pouch in here. That's probably why they're called sleeper orchids, because this pouch, they resemble a sleeper. So yeah. Okay guys, that's it for today. Thank you for watching, guys, and I hope you like my video, and hoping to show you more videos soon. Bye and take care.